Rowan versus Big Show for until TLC. I don't mind that.
Yeah, me neither.
And
I think it's going to be. Go ahead.
well, I was going to kind of change subject, so go ahead.
Sure. No, okay. I was going to say, it seems like a really fast turnaround for events. And is that just
When
me? Is that
is
how
when
it's
is
done
TLC?
historically? 2 weeks from Sunday.
It's got to be because they like to have one pay per view in each month, and they probably want to steer clear of the holidays. I'm assuming. So I
Okay.
think that's got to be the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, I can get behind that. And this is TLC is one of the. It's a second tier type of pay per view.
Yeah, I would call it
It's
like a
not.
gimmicky pay per view.
Yeah,
Kind of like Hell in
like
a
Hell in a
Cell
Cell.
and
Yeah.
Money in the Bank. It's the main event is the type of match that's the name of the pay per view. I mean, to me, it's pretty gimmicky.
Yeah. But the main event going to be Ambrose versus Wyatt?
It could be, and I thought that was also brilliant the way they ended, and that's actually where I was going when I
Okay.
tried to interrupt you. Um, was
I'll get us there. I'll get us there.
it was I was kind of saying like how you said with Rusev, or how we both said that it was kind of smart the way they eliminated him. I also thought it was smart because you couldn't have Bray Wyatt really lose again. He's lost enough matches at pay per views. If you want him to be a superstar, he can't keep losing at pay per views, and you really can't have Dean Ambrose lose yet because he's probably the hottest superstar, maybe second now, like maybe Ziggler just passed him, but like you know what I
Yes.
mean, like he's on top right now. So you couldn't really have either guy lose. So what you do is you end it the way they did, where just chaos, no one gets pinned. One guy obviously you could say is the winner because of this destruction they caused. But then the next night, Bray kind of returned the favor. So I think that was brilliant the way they did that on Sunday. It was another reason why I thought Survivor Series was such a good pay per view. I mean, to me, Survivor Series was the best pay per view probably since WrestleMania. I think it was better than SummerSlam.
Yes. I agree wholeheartedly. Very much so. What? When are we going to see the next crop of Wyatts? Is that going to be okay? It's not. Now that we're past Survivor Series, we got TLC. What's the next big one before WrestleMania?
Um, well, Royal Rumble.
Okay, and Royal Rumble is the one that guarantees a match at SummerSlam
Headlines
or
the winner of the
WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble headlines WrestleMania. Then there is the what the heck is it called? Um, Elimination Chamber,
Okay.
and that usually decides the opponent. Which it's weird because whoever has the title has to defend it against five other guys. Not really fair, but it's the way they've done it. And so it's basically the winner of the Royal Rumble faces the winner of the Elimination Chamber uh, to headline WrestleMania.
Okay.
So
So because I think it's too soon. I know they've introduced and started talking about the next crop of Wyatts. I think it's going to be too soon, and TLC seems too minor of an event to introduce them. So then I think we may see them coming the new year.
it, it depends. I don't know. Like
Or
where
do you
does
think
I
after
have to kind of
WrestleMania?
figure out where Bray himself goes after the Dean Ambrose storyline. Like I think they will do it like when they would introduce. I'm guessing it'd be two more guys. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's just one guy. I don't know. But to
Mm-hmm.
maybe help Bray win a match, I, I don't know if that would be against Dean Ambrose. I don't know. Even though, like I said, Dean Ambrose is pretty much number one star right now. I could
Mm-hmm.
see maybe when Reigns comes back. Maybe
Okay.
a Bray versus Reigns feud. And because Reigns is physically bigger, it might seem like a more daunting task for Bray Wyatt. So then I could see his new minions
Yeah.
being introduced in a match where basically they help him defeat Reigns. I don't know. It's just I'm just kind of pulling that out of out of the air. Like it's just kind of a thought on maybe that's how they could play it.
Was there ever a Bray Ziggler feud?
Not yet, I don't believe. I think that would work.
Yeah, because recently it's been that
But you know what though?
attack on.
I think this Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt storyline. I think the program can run for like to Royal Rumble because they're really good against each other.
Oh yeah, yes, very dynamic.
I think this is the
Yes.
best storyline. And I don't know if I tweeted this or if I texted someone. I said the two best programs. It's what we call storylines. In 2014, both included Bray Wyatt. I think the Bray Wyatt John Cena program and the Bray Wyatt Dean Ambrose program probably the two best. I mean, the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins was pretty good too. It might be third.
And I don't feel like that's ended yet.
Yeah, like I think it will be revisited. I think it's ended for now, but I definitely think it will be revisited. And you heard Reigns kind of call out Seth Rollins, so maybe that's the first. When Reigns comes back, that'll be his kind of his first opponent. His first storyline will be, to take on Seth Rollins.
Wow, and
It's a suggestion to Seth Rollins. The next time you see Brock Lesnar, cash in because you might not have another opportunity.
Yes.
Wait, he's here?
Exactly.
He's here? He's actually okay. I'm cashing him. Even if it's not the best time, he's fresh. I'm not. I'm bleeding. He's not. I may not get another chance.
I just got done with SmackDown. Okay, let's do it. It's on main event. Who cares? Let's get him in.
If he's in the building, I'm going to take the chance. Might not see him again until the next year.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm on the same page as that because I was like, man, we haven't seen Lesnar in forever.
It's unfair to Seth Rollins. Like no one's even thought of that dynamic. Like a lot of people have complained about Brock not being there. Look at the unfairness it is to Seth Rollins. He's like it's the most unfair situation for.
Well, it keeps that antagonistic. I'm the future. I'm the future
right.
because this piece of paper says the future, and I get it. Okay, I definitely think that yes, the title will have to have been fought for before it gets cashed in, and I get it that that's the best way to do it. But honestly, heck, next time Lesnar's on Raw, jeez.
Right. I'm basically saying if it was real, like okay, I don't have any other opportunities. Yeah. I'm doing this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Oh man, it's so silly. Anything else?
I think that's it. I want to ask you: have you watched anything besides the actual pay-per-view and catching up on like last week's Raw? Have you used the app? Have you used why can't I think right now? The network, thank you, to watch anything from like their library? Like if you watch any older pay-per-views or
yeah. I have yes, I did watch the matches. I remember when I really first started to kind of get onto Twitter, and and that's get on Twitter, not get on the Twitter. I'm not, insane and old, and put "does" in front of pieces of technology. But um, I remember The Rock. An ex girlfriend. Her father was a huge wrestling fan, and I would just kind of absorb a little bit of things through osmosis. And it, I remember seeing Cena, and I'm kind of like, this guy's kind of a joke. And then I heard The Rock was on, and I heard about the Rock feud with Cena, and who doesn't love The Rock? So I followed a little bit of that, that back and forth, never watching the pay per view or anything. So I wanted to see those events, and so I went back and watched those and those two WrestleMania matches, and those really didn't disappoint. I loved the first one, of course, because The Rock won, but I knew that Cena had to win in the second one. So
Yeah. Okay. I've actually started. I went all the way to the beginning, so I watched WrestleMania 1, or you can't really call it WrestleMania 1. I watched the original WrestleMania, and then there was something called. It was in 1985. It was later that year. It was called the Wrestling Classic, and it was a 16-man tournament. Pretty cool. I'm only like, it's hard for me to sit down and watch a 2.5 hour show.
Yeah.
So like I'm like halfway through it, but it actually was held at Rosemont Horizon.
Oh, cool.
But so they're basically in
Wow.
Chicago, but it's worth mentioning. There's a promo with where Mean Gene Okerlund is interviewing the Junkyard Dog, and the Junkyard Dog is pretty brutal on the mic, I would say. He so Mean Gene Okerlund goes, I forget what Junkyard Dog said, and then Mean Gene's like, yes, and we're actually here in Chicago, and it's your kind of town, and Junkyard Dog's like, yeah, it's a people's town, and I love the people here, and I just want to now remember the year. It's 1985. He goes, and I also just want to congratulate the Chicago, and then it's like silent. And Mean Gene Okerlund's like, yes, they've played very well. Like, just kind of changes the subject. Then it's so great. It's worth watching. It's in the first hour. I suggest, even if you want to like try to fast forward it till you can find him talking in the back. I watched it like 4 times, and I kept laughing harder each time. It's like so awkward. Like he forgot that they were called the Bears, I guess. I don't know. Like he's like, and like it didn't even look like he was struggling to like think of what their name was. I mean, that was the end of his sentence. He said, I want to congratulate the Chicago. End stop, period. That's it.
Period, paragraph, print it.
It's like the most awkward thing. Like, you have to check it out. It's so funny.
I'll absolutely do so. Oh, man. I do want to say, I did actually go back and watch a couple of the Undertaker matches. Undertaker and Triple H. I think that was in Miami.
Well, they had back to back. They fought 2 years in a row. So
okay,
I think one of them was in Miami.
Went back.
Yeah,
it was outdoors. Of course, I think almost all WrestleManias, except for I think if they're ever in New Orleans, are outdoors. I do want to go back and see some of the highlights of CM Punk's career through some of the WrestleMania events because. Unfortunately, as I came in, he went out the door. You can blame me for him leaving WWE.
And I do.
So.
I actually, my buddy has the DVD. It was, before the network ever existed, they would come out with DVDs, and you actually have to buy them for more than $9.99. It's crazy. But if you ever, it's really good and great backstory. So if you ever want to borrow it, let me know. I'll get from him and. I'll let you take it. It's the CM Punk DVD.
Oh yeah. See, the funny thing is, a lot of their library is also on Netflix. and I don't know why they're